Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Nitro Racing League here on Xbox. I said last night I would have an explanation for what happened with the whole moderator situation last night with RJ, and basically what happened, the main culprit here was a pair of blue jeans. I'm not kidding you at all. The main culprit was blue jeans. Every time RJ wears blue jeans, something goes wrong, okay? And here's an example from about a week ago when he had his phone in his blue jeans and he went and somehow got on Twitter, and you can see what happened. He made a whole poll. His blue jeans, his pocket proceeded to make a poll and everything here. Something about going on with Starbucks here and whatnot. Personally, I'm more of a LMRC Woyo-I type of person. I'm not a huge fan of the GSVLR FX, but I just go for the bottom one. That's what I would have voted for. Either way, basically his phone pocket tweeted, and the same thing happened last night for him on YouTube. He proceeded to go in and or his pocket actually managed to get my video up, and unfortunately he banned one person. That got unbanned right away, obviously, and then he put 2 people in timeout in the process. And obviously at first I thought it was intentional, but he obviously he had the proof to prove that it was not him doing it. It was legitimately his pocket. So that's what happened. It was not intentional at all. But here we are at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Nitro race here in the Cup Series, and it was this is going to be more of a recap video because it was a disaster for myself, and simply because I was lagging pretty much the whole race. So you see me dropping to the back right away. Basically I was forced to ride in the back for the majority of this race, but as you can tell by the title, maybe outsmarting the lag, you're going to see kind of how things went down for myself here. But like I said, kind of riding in the back here in this race, first part of the race on lap 11. This stage 1 ends once we hit lap 31. Stage 2 ends once we hit lap 61, and the race ends when we hit lap 131. So obviously one of the more lengthy races, but here we are already like halfway through the first stage. Everyone's coming into the pit lane. I decided to come into the pit lane. A caution actually came out because there's a new glitch with the pit lane here in NASCAR Heat 4 after the new update. Everyone goes ghost car, but if you exit the pit lane inside of another car, it like flips someone over, and you're going to see an example of that later when I myself had that happen now. So basically we were within the final 5 laps already at the stage battling. Like I said, I was just trying to ride in the back because I didn't want to go up in front of people and cause a massive crash with leg, because I did cause a few incidents because of my leg, and that's why I was riding in the back most of the time. At this point here in the race, I wasn't lagging. I was actually okay, but there you see some trouble there between the 31 and the 1 of RJ, and there was a big crash behind us, someone rolling, and that would obviously bring out a caution, and this would set us up for a 1-lap dash, I think it was, in stage 1. Obviously, I had to go to the back again because of my leg. I did not want to be in the mix, so that was just kind of big to just ride in the back. Basically, the whole race is what I was doing, and it was very annoying, but here we were just getting lined up here behind Karma. It was Andrew leading a lot of this race. He was up there. 18 of Bryce was also leading a lot, but we got back going here. Like I said, this was right at the end of the first stage coming through to cross the line. Like I said, I was in the back at this point because of the lag, and it was P14, Andrew, I think it was, that won the stage. So a complete disaster for us so far here in stage 1. And then I kind of, not gonna lie, started losing interest in this race as I was having major internet problems. We got back going for stage 2, and then you see the 40 Sports guy. He was lagging just like myself here in Atlanta. But like I said, I started losing interest at this point in the race because I was just being forced, well, not forced, but I was making myself ride in the back. I could have went and moved to the front if I wanted to, but obviously that would have caused a lot of crashes with my leg and a lot of angry people. So I was just riding in the back, and I was going through Twitter a lot in this race because there was like nothing better to do, to be completely honest, because like I said, I couldn't go to the front. But obviously if I found an opportunity to maybe mix things up, I was going to take it. Basically, our only chance to do anything in this race was to hope for a long run throughout this race. And then we actually had a crash here on lap 36, and then I get involved and completely end the career of the 2-car of Smoke there as I destroy him, and then he goes spinning there. That would obviously bring out a caution, and we would get back going. But like I said, once again, we got back going, riding in the back as we came through out of turn 2 on lap 42, now less than 20 laps to go at this point here in stage 2. So like I said, just nothing I could really do. Just going through Twitter at this point now, hoping for the long green flag runs. But we were getting decent runs here. There wasn't too many cautions I felt here in this race. It was actually a decently clean Nitro race. Obviously, we've had some complete messes at like Gateway and whatnot, but we came through on lap 53, less than 10 to go at this point in the stage, and I decided we were going to come to the pit lane here on lap 53 to make our pit stop now as come through out of turns 4. So obviously got to be really careful there to not make a mistake, as it looked like the 2 actually may have made a mistake there. But we would exit the pit lane at this point in P11, Smoke just in front of myself. In P10, Jay was coming up pretty quickly, and Jay and Matt Chaffee are currently the ones battling it out for like that final playoff position. So it's going to come down to the wire between them, I think, now, as Jay would come through to pass me. Keep in mind, it's only top 5 in the stages that get points. So myself and Jay just kind of battling it out here for that 10th position now, as I wasn't lagging at this point again, so I decided to actually mix it up a little bit as we were approaching the final lap of the second stage here in Atlanta. It was Matt, aka Karma, and the 20R teammate leading the way, about half a lap ahead here, as he only has half a lap to win the stage. Now as we're just chilling here with Jay as it hit the wall going down into turns 1. I still wanted P10, even though it doesn't really count for anything now as we come through turns 1 and out of turns 2. Up ahead you see Smoke battling it out with somebody now as we go down this back straightaway for the final time here in stage 2. Bryce would actually take the lead on the final lap of the stage and win stage 2 as we go up the inside now through turn 3 up the inside of Jay. We are side by side as we come through out of turns 4 for that 10th position now, as we're going to be side by side coming to the line. A little bit of contact, but we get him for P10 there in stage 2. So obviously now this sets us up for the third and final stage. I would obviously end up having to drop to the back again, getting ready to go green, but obviously nothing really fun going on for myself here, and this is an example of the new glitch right here. You see me and Jay exit the pit lane inside each other, and that's what happens. We obviously I decided to just kind of stay under Jay for a moment to see if I can get any information possible about the advantages of that 95 car, so maybe we can take that to the JGR camp, even though he's already an affiliate, but we can maybe learn something for the next race to get more speed in this car. Now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4, at this point we are underway, well underway in this third and final stages, kind of riding up in the back, just making sure I don't completely mess up somebody's race, because like I said, I had caused a few issues from lag earlier in this race. Now as we're going to go up the inside of the 40 of Sports Guy MJ, and the 3 just behind us as we come through out of turn 2, Matt Chaffee, and the 10 there on the right now as you see the 31 in Combat as well, who we recently had a great finish with him, and Bryce at Michigan now as we came to you on lap 71, still up here in the mix with the guys around 10th or so as I get into the back of Jay. And then we got cars going into the wall, the 12 and the 31, they get together now as they all keep it straight as we go down into turns 3. Thankfully they keep it straight now as I'm like I said, hoping that we have a long green flag run here in this third and final stage, and maybe allow me to make some decisions here and outsmart that strategy, like I said, or that leg, like I said, with strategy, and be able to get myself at least a good finish still in this race. So we come through now on lap 81, still running behind Jay and whatnot in P11 as he and the 40 got together, so we had to get to the inside of him and back up in P10 at this point, but actually ended up drifting a little bit further back throughout this run now as we were down to P14 because of the lag. I was dropping back again and whatnot. We had some cars pitting here on lap 83, and then the same glitch happened, which had to bring out a caution. So we got back going again here in Atlanta from the back of the field now, lap 88. Keep in mind, like I said, the race ends once we hit lap 131, so we still have a good chunk of time to go, but at this point I was really hoping now at most that we needed to get that green flag run, and now it's come through turns 4, the 12 gets put into the wall there, and then he's gonna get the 1 in front of me, and we slam into the back of Snakebite there, as that was not what we needed to have happen. So now we were separated from people, trying to run them back down. Now is this right here, that was simply because I was on Twitter. Twitter really does keep you entertained when you're just riding around in the back, when you're lagging, but we would come in to make a pit stop. I decided that we had to short pit everybody. I think this is when everything started to come together for myself here in Nitro. Like I said, I decided to short pit the field and hope that maybe I could get lucky with the green flag runs. And sure enough, we continued to be under green flag conditions. We had worked ourselves up to P8 because of the green flag pit stop, so now here I am behind Smoke GT with less than 30 laps to go. P8, not very good still, but obviously I spent this whole run right behind Smoke because I did not want to pass him because I was still lagging like crazy. So on lap 113 now, obviously we are now still behind him on lap 114. I decided we're going to come into the pit lane again, and this time I'm kind of forced to short pit here because I had already come into the pit lane. So we come into the pit lane. Bryce actually got hit by Boxer and spun him out for the lead when Bryce was trying to pit. So a complete mess, and that gives me an extra position. So once again, we short pit the field, and we come out here currently P13, but we cycle out to P5 at this point now on lap 119. We come around again on lap 120, and all of a sudden we find ourselves in the third position here in Atlanta with just over 10 laps to go. So like I said, just hoping it stays green, and to my luck here on lap 127, closing in on the final few laps, it continued to stay green. Bryce and MJ were actually having a very heated battle on track. They got together, they were not happy with each other at all, and we were expecting that caution, but we were coming through there. You see MJ in the outside wall after some contact with Bryce, to say the least. But we come through now. Boxer comes through to take the white flag, and here we are outsmarting, like I said, the lag. We have used the strategy to our advantage, and all of a sudden, after this complete mess of a race for myself, we have found ourselves up in P3 as we go down through turns 1 and turns 2, and it's a Joe Gibbs Racing right now, 1, 2, 3. It's Andrew leading, Karma aka Matt in second, and myself in P3. And obviously we got really lucky there as when I made that very first pit stop that we short pitted on, I wasn't even thinking about how long we could go on field, so we're very lucky that we actually made it, because you can see how close it was now. As we exit turn 4 though, coming through to cross the line, we finish P3 here in Atlanta for Nitro now as the race ends with Andrew as the winner. I'm not sure if that's his first 1.5 mile win this season or not. It might be, but I think that's like his second or third win of the season in total. But there you see Joe Gibbs Racing 1, 2, 3 here in Atlanta. Everybody was pretty much surprised that I managed to get P3 out of that one, including myself. I was thinking that I was going to finish in like 15th or something because of the lag, but I decided just to try and see if we could outsmart the lag, like I said, and it paid off. So, as always, if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. Wasn't the episode I anticipated on making. I expected things to not be laggy for myself, and we could have actually got up there and raced a lot, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. But we still got a good result out of it here. P3 in Atlanta. Andrew, like I said, the winner. So that will do it though for this episode of the Nitro Racing League. I actually don't have a clue what track we're going to next. I think it might be Talladega, so that'll be interesting. So therefore I will see you guys in the next one. So thank you everybody for watching, and have yourselves a great day.